Hello, this is Simple SolidWorks. Once again, we're going to go over a command called Revolve feature command. And this is how you create a part that has to be done in a circular motion with a odd type of profile to it. And you just can't get it to extrude, you just got to revolve it around. Sort of like a lamp shade or anything that reminds you that has that crazy profile to it. So let's get started. Click on this icon. Let's say you want to click on this plane here. I like to quickly create my first sketch, a line from 0, 0. I like to extend it out. You can change this to a center line geometry. You can then create your first line, take it from here, take it up, go around, and you can do this crazy design. Sort of like that. We're going to extend this out, and we're going to trim it right there. That's fine. You can also add, if your boss is one of those that needs to have the fillets on there, you can add this and add some fillets going around. Again, this is one way to do it. There's other ways that are more efficient, but if you need to do this way, then that's fine. And you can then go ahead and start adding some dimensions. I always like to add dimensions to my parts, even if it's a demo. This makes sense. You get to see what I'm doing. There's another one here. And let's add this one here. Let's put that one there. Still kind of have some blue. That means it needs a little bit more constraining. Blue is never good. Just remember that. In SolidWorks, blue, it's not good. So always try to make sure that your drawing is completely constrained. It's good practice, and your boss will greatly appreciate it. And so will your fellow coworkers. So you have your weird looking shape. You want to now complete this drawing. It's going to ask you for certain things on the following portion of the command here. You're going to see that you can have several options to do so. Now you can do a blind, you can do a mid-plane, you can say, well, I want it to be 180. You can say a blind 180. You can see how that goes. Or you can say, well, I want to change it to 45 on this direction, but then I want the second direction to be, let's say, 30. So you have this weird looking part that's 30 from here to there and 145 from here to here. So you can actually create a very elaborate piece that you need from this particular command. Also, let's take that off. Let's take this back to 360. Another thing you can do with this, if you notice that it's all one solid piece, but if you're going to send this to a 3D printer, you want to make sure that you click on this option right here. It's called the thin feature. What that would do is it actually will hollow out the inside of this part. I'm going to click on it so you see what I'm talking about, and I'm going to confirm. So right now you have your piece. It has actually been completely revolved, and it looks like a solid from the outside. But when you click on section cut, you're going to notice that from the inside it's completely hollow. Now this is good for 3D printers so that you don't waste material as it gets made. It'll still create some trees and stuff on the inside to give it some structure, But if you just leave it without, it will just create a whole solid piece, and that'll be a lot of waste and time, really. Um, the drawback about this is you can't quite go back afterwards if you want it to be solid. If you right click on this and say edit, you're going to notice that this thin feature here now has been grayed out. You cannot uncheck that. For some apparent reason, they have not quite figure this out in SolidWorks. Like, you just can't uncheck that and say, no, I want it to be a full solid again. It just doesn't allow for that to happen. So if you needed to go back, you can always delete the feature. You still have your sketch. You can click on that and say, yeah, give me a revolve. And this time I don't want it to be a thin feature. I want it to be completely solid, and confirm. If you do a section cut again, you see that it is actually a complete solid piece. This is a good way to export your drawings or an STP of this to a CNC machine. So you know it's going to be a bar stock. The guy's going to drill a hole through there, and he's going to run it through the CNC and give you this piece right here. The other version that I showed earlier is more for a 3D printer, which works just as good. It'll create the trees for you from the inside, and it will keep everything sort of not use as much waste or material to create the part. I hope this video has been very useful for you guys. I'm going to also create a new video similar to this. I'm going to create another revolve. But that revolve, I'm going to show you how to do it with the industry standard. If you work for a CNC machine operator place where they actually receive bar stock, usually they don't do the profile. They don't do this profile. This is not a standard for them. It's about more about creating features on this side where they can just chip away at things, and that way the CNC machine program will receive each item as a separate feature, and the CNC operator can then modify that for his and her will, right, for whatever they might need or tool that they need to draw out. So this is good to give a good, quick, and dirty look to the engineer. This is what you want. This is what I drew. What do you think about it? And but if you really want to create a part that's for actual manufacturing, there's another way to do it. And if you stay tuned and watch my next video, I should be able to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Once again, thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments below if you think that this is useful for you or if it's not. Thanks.